Mm. Mm. I didn't leave 'cause I stopped loving them. I left 'cause I started loving me. And peace don't always come free. Sometimes it costs everything. I used to shrink to keep the peace. Bit my tongue, held my breath. Let people stay in rooms with me who drained my spirit half to death. I was the glue, the listener, she'll understand. But nobody asked how I was. They just reached out for my hands. I kept forgiving silence, excusing disrespect, calling it just how they are, while losing pieces of myself. My peace cost me my people, but I ain't sorry for the bill. Had to lose some hearts I held just to learn how to be still. I cried for them in private, even prayed they'd understand. But peace don't come from holding on to people who don't hold your hand. You changed. I say I healed. Healed, y'all. But healing ain't a place could stand. So yeah, my peace cost me my people, and that's the part they'll never understand. Mm, yeah. Friends felt overdue, but nobody noticed. Was staying around them put me through. Every time I said, when my soul has been new, I trade just all. But he got and God got. He said if they can't grow with you, then they can't stay near. My peace cost me my people, but survival had a cost. I had to breathe the living like some still talking circles, still say I changed too much, but I don't miss the noise, miss the club. I gave up pain, playing roles in somebody else's game. So yeah, my peace cost me my people, but peace is how I kept my name. Yeah. I don't hate them. I just don't miss begging for love. I don't miss explaining myself to folks who never heard me. I don't miss holding space for people who never held space for me. My people. Y'all better listen to that. But I that's the most powerful part of this song. Never hold space for people. Don't hold space for you. Choosing me feel selfish. Then I guess I finally chose right. 'Cause I lost the crowd, but I found my life. So if you ask me, was it worth the tears, the quiet, the shifts? Yes. Yes. Because it was worth it all. didn't have to beg to live with. Hey y'all, listen, let me know how my sound is. Everything is green over here, but if it's breaking up, y'all let me know in the chat. Hey everybody in the chat. Oh my goodness. Hello, hello, hello. Was it perfect, Blue? Oh my God, Blue, your email. It's so much. It's so much I want to say. Listen, so I will be home today. Okay, sound is great. Okay, good, good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I'll be home. I'm home today and tomorrow. We literally leave Friday. We're flying out in the morning to go to Texas for our family reunion, but I'll only be there for 4 days. But listen, oh, y'all, it's so much I want to say. The other day, I touched on a little bit of it, but I want to really, really talk about things today. I want to shout out to everybody who commented on the video about my son and his passing. I'm gonna go back. I tried to heart everything. It's so many comments, but I tried to heart everybody's comment. If you haven't watched the video about my son's passing and you know the way that he passed from a car accident that was told by people on YouTube. Wasn't something that I brought to YouTube, but since it's already here, I feel like it's an opportunity for myself, my family, for us to express, what really happened, and we can help people. So let me just, before I move on with the content, let me tell y'all, go over there, hit the like button for the video, hit the share it out if you can, because my channel is still, I started to put it on the other channel, but I put it on Unspoken Purpose Unafraid. So share it out if you can, and y'all hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, get it in the algorithm, because more than likely we're going to come as a family and talk about it, talk about all of the things that happened afterwards, and talk about like the changes that it made in our lives, even in myself and my daughter's life. And so it's a big part of like this healing process that I think me and my family are all going through. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot going on. So that's what I wanted to say. I saw a couple of comments when I was hitting the like button. One lady, she said that she said her son was in a car accident with a semi, and he lived though, and she said his vehicle was T-boned. My son's vehicle was not. I know that's the narrative that's been put out here by the people over there. My son's car was not T-boned by the semi. My son was a distracted driver. So he was more than likely, the police and the crash investigators, for I don't know if any of you guys know that anytime that there's an accident that causes death, you have to have a complete crash investigation. I mean, the state police investigated and the local police investigated, and it's part of a st- it's it's part of a statistical investigation. That's what I learned when he passed. And the truth is, and this is what I believe, my daughters believe differently, other people think, I believe my son died at that accident. I believe that he was no longer here at that accident. When they got to him, his heart had stopped, he had stopped breathing, and it was more than 15 minutes before any rescue worker got to him. He had no heart activity at the accident. I believe he passed away right there. You know what I'm saying? So, but he was not intoxicated. They did toxicology reports on him, drugs, alcohol. There was nothing in his system. But he was speeding. He was speeding, and he ran a red light, and the police believed that he was distracted. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about social distractions. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for the artist, please. Okay, Blue. Well, let me share it out on my community wall, Blue. I'm going to share it out on my community wall because I have another song for her. She's a new artist, and my daughter follows her on social media. So my daughter sent me this song earlier today. So peace cost me my freedom. I mean, my peace cost me. Okay. Okay. The price of peace. That's the name of the song. The price of peace. I'm going to share it on my community wall. So hold on. Okay. I shared it. Hold on 1 second. Why won't it post? Okay, I just posted it on my community wall, so y'all can have that song. And please go to her channel, subscribe to her channel, support her music. She has music, Apple Music, YouTube, from what my daughter told me, Spotify. She's like a up and coming artist. Y'all see her name on it's Ania with the X in front of it, Monet. So that's her name. Okay, so to tell y'all about what happened with him, he was a distracted driver, and when he ran the light, a semi truck was that had the right of way. He hit the side of the semi truck, so that's where all of the damage from the vehicle came from. Now we all got text messages and everything because when he when he when his car hit the side of the semi truck, y'all know that iPhones have crash alert. Now I'm gonna go into a little bit of detail. So iPhones have crash alert. So a lot of people got the crash alert notifications that come up on the iPhone. His fiance, who was in the picture on the video sitting next to him, she got crash alerts. It's a lot of people that got the crash alerts, and they went to the accident. And that's how people found out that he was in an accident. It was on social media, blah blah blah. And I'm not going to go into any further detail of that. But when they got to him, he I'm getting ready to go into a little bit of detail. When they got to him, I believe he was already deceased. Well, he was already deceased. They did not pronounce him dead at the scene. They found his wallet, and they found out that he was an organ donor. So they started doing CPR on him. They got a faint heartbeat, a very faint heartbeat, and they rushed him to the hospital. So they rushed him to the hospital, and they say he survived for 9 days. But that's what they say. Okay? Now we're getting ready to move on. We're getting ready to move on. And we're gonna go into greater detail. We're gonna start talking about different little stuff, and we're gonna go into detail about what happened, right? But thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm gonna go, like I said, we're gonna do all of that. We're gonna talk about that. But I had to let y'all know that a lot of the things that were said about him, about me, about my family, about what actually happened were not factual. So that's the only reason that I really wanted to talk about it. And because a lot of the things that were said were taken off of YouTube and introduced into my real life, to my real life family, to where my children were affected. You know what I'm saying? To where my children were affected by it. And that's the reason that I felt like I had to address it and address it publicly, because it happened right here on, YouTube. So let's get into what I came here to talk about a year ago. So a year ago, I told y'all that we went back home, right? Thank you, Blue. You do too, sis. We got this. We all got this. A year ago, I went back home to our family cabin for the first time in 3 years, and I did a live stream from there. I'm going to show y'all, and we're going to react to a little bit of that live stream. If I'm not saying hi to everybody, it's because I'm trying to stay on track. I'm trying to keep this, how do I say it? I'm trying to make this more about the process of moving on and letting go than holding on to the drama and the past of social media. And we're talking about social distractions, right? And social distractions killed my son. For those who want to say that wasn't my son, like I said, that blood is thicker than mud. Um, Blood is thicker than mud is what people say who have relationships with their families and stuff like that, right? But love is greater than just blood. Y'all understand where I'm coming from? You don't have to be blood connected to somebody to love them. If that was the case, then we wouldn't have husbands falling in love with their wives. We wouldn't have families, because you can't marry your family legally, right? You can't marry your blood and create a family of your own. So you have no blood connection to your husbands or your wives, and you only have partial blood connection to your children. Your children share half of your husband's blood or half of their father's blood and half of yours. You're not fully connected bloodline to your children. You give birth to children or you father children, and they have half of your bloodline, and they share bloodline with someone else, right? So if you can create a family with someone who is not blood connected to you and fall in love with that person and have a family with that person, husband and wife, children and all of that stuff, in-laws and all of that stuff, you're not related to your in-laws by blood, but you love your in-laws, right? You're not related to people right here on social media by blood, and you call people bro and sis, and you say that you love them, you say that you care about them, right? So there's nothing that anybody on here can tell me that I wasn't this and I wasn't that and I wasn't. It's all about how you feel, what's in your heart. You know what I'm saying? That's what's important. That's what's important. Exactly. Or your spouse. So don't listen to people when they tell you it's not okay to love somebody like they're your own. Don't, especially if you are a foster or an adoptive parent, or you are a step parent. You're not blood related to your stepkids because you married their mama, or you married their father. You don't have no blood relation to those kids, but you say you love them as you love your own. So when people come out here and try to beat you down with something, or try to change a narrative, or change people's opinions about you, you understand what I'm saying? The only thing that you need to know and recognize is what's real to you is what should be important to you. What's real to them is what should be important to them. And you shouldn't focus on what's important to somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. And you find out how cold people are and how dead they are inside, and you realize that you never, ever, ever, I found out that I never wanted to be a part of certain circles, and I never, ever want to eat at certain tables ever again. And that's the thing that you have to free yourself from. That's what you have to free yourself from. That's time calling people sis. Yeah. Yeah. So I wrote in my journal a year ago. Let me tell you when I started journaling. I started journaling, and I'm going to drop the link in this live stream a little bit later, but we're going to have a long conversation because my content is about to change. And I feel like that song was appropriate because I feel like more people are going to leave my channel once my content changes. Because the reality of it is, when people are here for beef and drama, that's what they're here for. And if your channel was deemed like a beef channel or a drama channel, you're going to lose people that seek that kind of content and commentary. They're not going to be there, and that's okay, because that's the stuff that they want to see and hear. And another thing is, I'm going to start talking about what my true beliefs are. You understand what I'm saying? What my personal beliefs are. And they have absolutely nothing to do with anybody else. I just need to get out here about the things that I don't fear, the things that I love, and the things that I support. You know what I'm saying? So when it's time to let go, it's time to let go, right? So a year ago, talk about social distraction. Social distraction was what more than likely had a phone in my son's hand while because the text messages show that he was texting seconds before he got into that accident. So it's basically social distraction. Social distraction basically kills, right? But social distraction is a way of you not to face like real life. It keeps you focused on somebody else's life. And like I said in my live the other day, when you're so focused on somebody else's life and what they're doing on their platform or what they're saying about you or what they have to talk about and the way that they're moving, you're not really focused on yourself. You're not focused on your healing. You're not focused on your growth. You're not focused on your progression, and that's what this last year has taught me: to ignore. Start ignoring, you know? Now, you can't ignore the things that people put right in your face. Like, you can't ignore when people come into your, because I'm not even going to call them trolls. They're people, dark-hearted people who will come into your chat or come into your area and try to negatively affect your emotions. You understand? So when you have that, just block it and move on, because those people don't know you. They're not a part of what you have going on. They're not a part of your healing. They're not a part of your growth. Let me play the live that I did when I was at the lake. I want to pull it up. Hold on. I hope it doesn't buffer. If it buffers, I'll just play the audio. And what I'm going to do is play two parts of that live. I mean, the first live that I did, well, I did like 3 lives from the lake that week, I think. Hold on one second. Let me pull everything up. Let me see here what I want to show y'all. So, positively, never have written a letter to God. I've never asked I've never asked God I've never asked God like in writing. I've never asked God in writing for anything. I went through my journals and I'm like, have I ever written anything to God, like directly to God? And when I started off in the my and y'all know I don't believe it. Now I gotta just keep on reiterating this. I am not a believer of the Bible and I'm not a believer of heaven and hell, but I do believe in a higher power. I do believe in God. I believe in God, you know. But I wrote this letter to God because I was afraid. I was afraid to go home. I was afraid to go to that lake house. I was afraid to walk through the doors. I was afraid to feel the feelings. I was afraid that a lot of things would be unlocked, and fear is what keeps you. And I think a lot of times people don't understand fear of like those feelings. It might not even be fear of like physical harm. It wasn't no physical harm fear. It was just like fear of emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like the fear of feeling something that you knew might bring you to your knees. And that was kind of the way that I felt a year ago going to that house. But it was something that we had to do for a whole lot of reasons. A whole lot of reasons. So let me pull up this live that I did. Hold on. I really want to go live. I don't want to talk about what I'm feeling right now. I don't even know how I'm gonna leave this live up because it's been so long since I've been here. Y'all know that my nephew took his life. Y'all, it's been a tough, and I can't. Now this is a year ago. This was a year ago, and after that trip, I told myself, I said, I'm not going on YouTube again. I'm done. Like I'm finished. It's over. And so many things happened that still pulled me back. Even after I wrote that letter to God, I ain't gonna read all of the letter, but it's gonna be very, very interesting to hear parts of it when I read it to y'all because I asked for everything that happened. I literally asked for not like I asked for every revelation that I received, every answer that I received, I literally asked for it in writing. And that's what blows my mind. And what blows my mind is that, like, actually reading that and then the things that I did before I left, like saying you forgive and you really willing to walk away from certain things and certain people. And this was before I even left. It was like a spirit of just like utter forgiveness just washed over me and said, let it go. Let it go. Because ain't none of this stuff ever going to change. None of it's going to, and it's not going to do nothing but pull you down even further. And you're going to have casualties in your real life because people will go after your family. They will go after your moderators. They will try to harm and hurt every aspect of your life, even knowing that it's impossible because you know you're protected. But still, do you want that energy in your life, a constant fight with people that you don't even know, people that you'll never meet in life? And what's important to you? What is important to you? What's important to me is what's real and what's tangible, what's every day. The people that support you, those are the people that you need to focus on. I need to focus on the people that focus on me. You need to focus on the people that have your back, that care about you, like for real, for real. That needs to be your focus. Forgiveness and moving on. Never forget. You can't forget or you're going to repeat stuff. But forgiveness, moving on. So listen, I'm trying to pull it up while y'all listening though. He taught the kids how to swim on this. It's like he taught the kids how to swim on this lake. It's been 3 years since I've been here, and
it just doesn't feel the same anymore. We've been trying to, I don't even know, y'all. So I have been, well, my cousin came this morning and he bought a Wi-Fi strengthener. So this is the first time I've been able to, like, even newsflash, we still have the same Wi-Fi issues up there that I had a year ago. So let me keep on playing this. The Wi-Fi signal, but that wasn't even what I was thinking about. So we were thinking we have been, like, I guess, trying to reconnect with, where we grew up and everything. And ever since my nephew passed, it's just like nothing even feels the same without him. This used to be such a happy place. And see, the thing about it is, I said this used to be such a happy place. When I tell y'all, before I left a year ago, it became a happy place again because the healing has started. Now, the thing about it is, sometimes healing takes a long time and clarification has to come, especially when you ask for answers. Now, when I ask for those answers, I got something to tell y'all. I got a secret. Hold on. I'm going to let y'all listen to this, but I got a secret to tell y'all. Okay? I got a big secret to tell y'all. Every summer, we used to be so pretty. It's so pretty, y'all. Look. Look. But y'all, just pray for me. I got another 5 days here, and just pray for us. Just kind of reminiscing, you know. I can't even see the chat, y'all. I don't even have my glasses on, but I guess I'll come back and read it. Hey, everybody in the chat. I'm sorry I've been disconnected for so long. Disconnected from everything. So now look at you getting sand and mud all over those shoes. Okay, so y'all listen. Okay, well, let me get up because I'm still in my robe and it's damn near noon. Stop. I'm telling you. But yeah, I'm gonna try to go live, do a live stream, maybe show y'all the inside of the place or whatever inside of our property. But I don't know how my family gonna feel about that because of all of the doxing, and it's gonna be people here off and on throughout the rest of the summer. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. My family is a little in they're a little creeped out by the creepers on YouTube. So they're like, no, don't go. No. It is what it is. Hey everybody. Y'all okay? I know I told them. I told them to get out the mud. Okay, so I'm talking to y'all in the chat, and I was talking to my grandson and stuff. So thank y'all. I'm gonna show when I come back. I'm gonna show y'all some videos and some pictures. I might do a little video while I'm here and just upload it and show y'all how like the kids learn to swim on the lake when they were younger, and how my nephew taught everybody how to swim. We go out on the pontoon boat and listen. When we were there this year, we were all like when you see growth and you like look back on the past, like I have videos and stuff that I video a lot of stuff, like personal stuff. And I think my sister, I think most of the people today are videotaping a lot of the things, a lot of their activities. Even if you don't share it on social media, you document it. My dad used to take like old school movies and lots of pictures and everything. It's about just documenting your history, like your life, and preserving it so you can look back on it and see progress, or you can even see where your life has taken a turn for the worse. And what's mind blowing to me is like having content on social media, having videos on social media, you can see like the patterns, and you can see how you played a role. You played the most intricate role in the things that happened to you. You might want to sit back and point the finger at other people, and you might want to sit back and blame this person and that person for what happened in your life. They're responsible for the things that they do. You're responsible for the things that you do. And sometimes your acceptance of certain things, or even your participation in certain things, or even your orchestration of certain things, you have to be able to recognize that and not play the victim and say, oh, like this person made me do it, like the devil made me do it. And that's another topic that we're going to get into in this live stream, is more than likely going to piss a lot of people off. But guess what? I don't care. I don't care. You know why? Because the truth is a painful thing to hear sometimes. I know that for fact. The truth is a painful thing to hear. And sometimes people don't want to see themselves. They only want to see what was done to them. You know, they don't want to accept responsibility for their roles in anything, you know. But none of us are God. None of us. But some of us sure like to act like we are.
It's just different. It's so different. It's so, you just don't understand how much of an impact one life can have on you. One life can have on you. It's just different. I'm trying to keep people out the frame, but they're walking up. So, can y'all see?
Y'all, I'm sorry about all of the background noise. I was using my phone. Y'all know I can't use my phone. I don't know how to.
It's so different. I don't even know how else to explain it. So different. But anywho, y'all hear how quiet it is. It's noon. It's noon here, and listen to how quiet it is.
Now, what's so interesting is one of my neighbors said, how can a group of people, I mean, my whole family would not go back to that lake. And that lake has brought us so much pain, so much joy throughout the years. And the one thing that happened there stopped all of us in our tracks, like literally stopped a whole entire family. I'm not just talking about me, my mom, my sisters, my brothers, my nieces, my nephews, my children. I'm talking about an whole entire family got stopped in their tracks and literally got separated. That was our happy place. We would join there every summer. Like, we had Christmases there, driving up and getting stuck in the snow, and people trying to come and get us out the snow so we could get up there and everything. We, as a family, allowed what happened at that house to keep us from connecting. That was nothing but, I don't know. I don't even want to call it, because I don't even know how to explain that part of it. But it seemed like when we went back the first, because some other family members had gone the year before we went, we tried to go, and then it was like, no, I can't go yet. But it seems like now that we're all starting to come back together, everybody is starting to understand that what you thought was real wasn't real at all. The fear that you felt, you didn't have to feel it for 3 years. You didn't have to go through that, because what we separated ourselves from because of our pain, because of our fear, because of our confusion, because of our guilt, because a lot of us struggled with guilt. Like, why didn't I know? Like, why didn't I see it? Why didn't we see the signs? And it just showed just how close we are all connected as human beings, as especially family, and family is more than blood, way more than blood. So when people laugh and they say, oh, you feel away and this is only this and this is only that. No, you feel away. Yeah, that happens with guilt. Exactly. Guilt, baby, it's the most self deprivating emotion ever. And regret, guilt and regret, and the thing about it is that you hustle and bustle through life and you pay attention to things that don't really matter while you're ignoring the things that do. And I think that that was a part of all of our guilt. Like, we were all like, why didn't I see certain things? And it was hard for us. So
That's every day. On
yeah,
Saturday, it was
guilt
really
keeps
loud
you
because there was so
hostage.
many people out on the water, so many boats and
Yeah, guilt does keep you
watercrafts and
hostage.
jet skis and stuff. I'll put some pictures up. Listen, y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all Sunday. I'm gonna get back in here with my family. I gotta figure out something to maybe cook. I don't know. 3 years. It's been 3 years since we've been here. That's just how hard it was to come back. One time, y'all, let me tell y'all, one time we made the trip and we were halfway here. And then we said, nope, we can't. We got to go back. So we went back. We went back. But we had to face it. Some things had to be handled here and we had to face it. So we're facing it now. Listen, I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed and beautiful rest of y'all day. I will try to go live later. If not, I will talk to y'all soon. You know, this is a healing journey, a healing journey, closure, new normal, new normal. So, y'all, love y'all. Y'all have a beautiful Sunday. Um, bye.
So that was the end of that live. Now, I think it was like 4 days later, I came back to YouTube. It wasn't 5 days. I think I came back 4 days later and I did a live. And now the person that sent me an email is in the chat right now, which is Blue, right? So everybody knows that story. And I'm not getting ready to get into that story, right? Because we all know that. We all struggled with that. We all fought that this last year. That's not a thing. I have moved on. Blue has moved on. Everybody's pretty much moved on. So this isn't about that. This is about the healing. This is about the moving on. And this is about the direction and the reasons that I feel a need to just walk away from everything and take my channel in a different direction. Now, I ain't getting ready to sit on here and lie to anybody and say that I'm holy, that I'm Nia. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am me, and I am going to speak about what I want to speak about. I'm going to do commentary on what I want to do commentary about, even if that commentary is controversial. I'm just not here for the mess and the drama anymore. I'm not here for the back and forth, and all of that stuff. And I'm not focused on any of the people, and I mean any of them. I don't care what they say. I don't watch them. I done blocked y'all. I went into chats. Not only did I block the channel, the content creator, I done blocked damn near everybody in the damn chat. I have no desire to be a part of that world anymore. And I don't have any desire to be sent any content about that. Um, I don't have any desire to receive any text messages or emails or any communication about what's being said about me or mine. Because guess what? We don't care. We don't care. We don't know those people. Those people don't know us. You understand what I'm saying? They don't know us and they don't know you. They don't know you. They don't know you in real life and they don't really know you on YouTube. So that's what I have to say. Now, what I am going to say is that the things that I have said that are going to happen are still going to happen. They still are. But that is not going, like, verbally and outwardly, that's not going to be my focus here on this platform. My platform is about moving on now and talking about the things that I really, really want to talk about, not the things that I feel compelled to talk about because I'm emotionally invested or I've watched some content that has triggered me. I'm not watching it. So if you don't watch it, it can't trigger you. If you tell people not to send it to you and they do, then that means that maybe they don't really rock with you the way that they said that they do, especially if you're saying that you're trying to move on. See, sometimes when people and I do believe that people will send you content and try to help you by saying, oh, this person is saying X, Y, and Z about you, and the truth is going to come out either way. Even if the truth doesn't come out about what has been said about you, the truth will come out about who the person who's saying it is. And then the job is done. You don't have to say anything because people will see people for who they actually are. You recognize a tree by the fruit that it bears. You understand me? You recognize the tree by the fruit that it bears. And all of the lies and all of the manipulation and stuff in time, everything will be revealed. Back to the letter that I wrote. So I wrote God a letter when I was at the lake house, and I said that I needed clarification. Now I got a secret for y'all. My clarification didn't have shit to do with YouTube. It had everything to do with my real life. I asked God in these. Let me pull out my journal. Hold on. Let me pull it out so I can read it to y'all. Okay. So I asked God to reveal those in my life, those that I cared about, and those that I loved. I asked God to reveal. I'm going to the page. Hold on. Let me get to this page. Okay, so here we are. I started out, dear God, I have never written you a letter. That's why I said I had to look back to see if I had written a letter. I started out, dear God, I have never written you a letter. Now it goes down. I say a whole lot of stuff, but most of it is about my personal life, you know, my family, the family that I have gotten away from, the like situations with my own self. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I asked God to reveal who was there for me and who wasn't. um the people who I loved, I asked God to reveal if they loved or cared about me the way that I loved and cared about them. And I asked God for complete clarity, no matter what, even if it hurts. And I said, even if it hurts, I need to know, like, who is truly there for me. And what's so mind blowing about it is that I wasn't thinking about my life globally. I was thinking about three people in my real life. None of my daughters, because I already know where things stand with us. And I'm not going to say the people that I was thinking about, but I was thinking about family members who I care about, who I love. And God provided me answers for them. And I was thinking about a former foster child of mine that I've done so much for, someone that I've called daughter, you know? And I asked God, I said, reveal these people to me and let me know if I need to even keep pouring into them and yada, yada, yada. So then the list goes on, and I ask God for all of these things. And I say, even if it hurts, even if it's devastating, yada, 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 I need to know. And I close my book, close my journal. The next day I did a live stream and I talked to YouTube about, what I was experiencing and why I was there and all of that stuff. And then I got a letter from somebody on YouTube, and it was like the floodgates of everything started opening up. It's kind of like when you ask God for answers, you don't get to choose what answers you get. You get all of the answers. You get everything. Everything starts to be revealed to you. And then you wondering like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the hell happened? At least me, I was wondering like, what the heck is happening? What the heck is going on? A cleansing. You getting what you asked for. Everything that you asked for, you got, including the foster daughter. And that foster daughter, the clarification about what's really going on came through a YouTuber. When I ask you for something, God, you gave it to me like 100-fold, 100-fold, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And the only reason that I say that it's a revelation is because I asked for it. I literally put it in writing. Didn't know what I was asking for and didn't know that it was going to be so global, that it was going to be so expansive, because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, this ain't even real. This isn't like, this is all. Let me play this for y'all. I'm going to play the other one when I came back. Okay, so when I came back, I did a live called The Thieves in the Temple. Nice try, but I can't be silenced. And it wasn't about anybody that I fucked with on YouTube. It was about somebody who took would try to silence my channel. What y'all are gonna hear is how no matter what I had a plan for, God had another plan. And the plan was to show me exactly what I needed to see from everybody. You know what I'm saying? From absolutely everybody. See, Nia is thinking like, this is only about my real life. Thank you, Independent. I agree. I agree, honey. I agree. And God proved that to me, that baby, you were stunted. And I have so much more to offer in totality, right? And even though the clarification was painful, it was needed. And now that you see things for what they are, it's more powerful and you're happier and you actually feel free. You know what I'm saying? So, baby, when I tell you, you better learn how to ask for something, but be careful what you ask for. Because if you're not ready for it and if you're not ready to hear it, it might take you into places that you don't want to go. And I almost went there, and we're going to talk about all of that. Y'all, please let me know if mm, oh, thank you. Thank you, Independent. We getting ready to do it, Blue. I'm gonna tell you something. This is about to happen. It's about to happen in big ways. So let me play this live one. Let me tell y'all, because I was mad at somebody for because my channel, I got the email, I guess the day before, a couple of days before I came back, but I didn't read the email about my channel being blocked in the USA. So I wanna play this for y'all so y'all can hear it. This little trip down memory lane is an interesting one because going on. So I'm gonna go to my YouTube channel. First, I'm gonna show y'all yeah, my channel is gone in the United States, but my channel isn't gone. Let me show y'all what's going on. So I'm gonna go to my YouTube channel. First, I'm gonna show y'all the email. Can y'all hear me though? We got 28 people in the house. Now we probably won't have large lives. And I gotta say it because day one was the one that texted me and tried to call me to tell me that it was something wrong with my channel. She was like, why can't I see your channel? And I'm like, what you talking about? You can't see my channel? She was like, no, I can't see your channel. It's saying that your channel is gone. And I'm like, what the hell? So I open up my YouTube. I was going to go live. I open up my YouTube and I'm like, what the F? I see an urgent message from YouTube. Y'all, baby, anybody else would have been like, okay, now it's time to go, it's time to stop, because these mofos and went and like literally tried to have, like literally had you blocked in the United States. So I'm saying, okay, I can't go live, might as well go ahead, girl, just go ahead and do what you got to do. Let them have it. Y'all didn't do no, not me. Not me, bitch. Not a weirdo like me. Because I was like, oh, hell no. In my head, I said, I'm going to see if I can go live on another channel. Then I said, no. Let me see if I can go live on this channel. It says it's blocked in the United States, but I didn't know I had another email from YouTube. YouTube sent me the first email, and y'all gonna listen to this. Listen to this again. Hindsight is 2020, y'all. When I tell y'all, when you go back and you listen to all of the things that happen, like once you get through it and you can go back and observe it, that's why journaling is very, very important. I'm telling y'all, it'll help you remember the things that happened in the past. If anybody can share it out, let me see if I can see it. Hold on. What do y'all see when, because I can drop the link and y'all can tell me what y'all see, because every time I go into my accounts, and even everybody that's on my Wi-Fi, that's on the same Wi-Fi network that I'm on, everybody can see everything that I'm doing. So my daughters could see y'all let me know, because Tosh Time took my channels via everybody that was using the Wi-Fi. My daughter went on the Wi-Fi on her phone. She said, I see your channel. What the heck is going on? I'm like, I don't know what's going on until I opened that email. Okay. So I can still see my channel. Like everybody else says, oh, you can't see your channel. Oh, your channel is banned in the USA. No, it's not. I can see my channel normally, just like y'all can when y'all switch to another country. So it wasn't anything that stopped me from going live. So when I was able to go live, in my head, I said, now you get to see. Now you get to see who watches you. Because if motherfuckers go out of their way to see your channel, if they have to go out of their way and search you out and type you in the search engine, but then they want to say that you the one stalking and watching them and you got a monitoring spirit and you all this and you all that, I was thinking to myself, this will really, really show you what's really going on. And see, still, we got how many likes? And we got 90 people in the live right now, baby. Keep listening. Keep listening. My first live back wasn't about no mess. It was about, yeah, it was about mess, because it was about thieves in the temple. I got an email that let me know some things, but not everything. And what did this city girl do? Finessed it. Court order. Took all of my shit, y'all. All of my channels are hidden. Private. I mean, like all of the You say you can see my channel because you're in Canada, so people in other states can
other countries.
other countries can see my channel, but she didn't take the content. She can't stop me from going live. She can't stop me, but you guys just can't see it. So what I'm gonna fight it. Of course, we're gonna come back. We're gonna get my channels back. That's not a problem. But bitch, you and your feelings, huh, ho? Bitch, you mad. You mad, bitch. You lost. You lost. And you're not gonna silence me. You're not gonna shut me up. Nobody is. Nobody is gonna silence my voice. Nobody is gonna shut me the fuck up. I don't give a fuck who you are, where you are, what the fuck you have to say. Now I'm gonna show y'all the community wall. You can see it? Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all my community wall. I'm gonna show y'all my community wall on my channel. I'm gonna show y'all that I can see my channel. Okay. Hold on. Let me. I show in this live stream, and I should unprivate this live. Go to YouTube. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. And I'm gonna share it with y'all because this stuff is I'm not unprivating this live, and I'm not sharing this live out on my community wall. I was going to, and I was going to show the visuals of everything, but I'm not, because the story is what's more important. And if I don't want to get back into the mess, and if I don't want to get back into the drama, right? As a matter of fact, a lot of my content is going to be private, and some of it might even be deleted, you know, because the goal is to move on, right? But I wanted to tell y'all what was happening in my head. Now listen to this. I'm gonna keep on letting this play. Please listen, because it's super important to understand what was crazy happening. And everybody else's platform. Why? I don't get it. Hey, boss man. Hey, everybody coming in. Hey, Paradise. Hey, y'all. You can see my child. Listen. This might be gone. I might not even be able to do this. To see. Damn, everything is still buffering, y'all. I can't even get the letter that I got from YouTube. And I see the ops are in here, probably in here too. The ops are probably in here too. Y'all, they were celebrating. She's gone. She can't go live anymore. It was a party on these YouTube streets. And guess what? Some of the very people that I was supporting were celebrating too, and I didn't even realize it. I still had no clue that the prayer that I prayed and the letter that I wrote to God was going to affect me on YouTube. I had no clue. And y'all gonna hear it. How do I not have a channel and I got 101 people in here? Right. My channel is gone and I have 101 people in here. Are y'all on VPNs? I was shocked. I was like, what the hell are y'all on? VPNs or something? Like, how did y'all think me? I didn't understand. So I got a letter from YouTube telling me that they went through my entire channel, all of the channels that were blocked by the court. They saw no problems with my channels. They didn't see me harass anybody. They didn't see any. They put it in detail as to what they did not see. They said that my channel did not violate guidelines, that I didn't violate anything, and they did not find the content that was in question, right? So YouTube did what they were obligated to do by law, but they told me that they could not do it to they couldn't just take my channels away because I hadn't violated any YouTube guidelines. Are y'all listening? That's what, when I tell y'all the prayer that I prayed, like your voice is still going to be heard. There's some unrighteous shit that has happened on this platform, on multiple platforms, and all things are going to be revealed. All things. It's just going to take time. And you got to be patient. Okay? Keep listening now. If you're not on VPNs, and if you can't see a VPN, like if you're on a VPN, you might be able to see me without being in another country, because you can change your VPN and see what. Let me fast forward it. You are not going to silence me, you damn weirdo. Okay, let me get to the next part. I really thought they did her truth hurts, the money. I said, you know what? Just back off. UP, everybody's quiet. Listen to this. I was going to silence myself. I was going to silence myself. I was going to private all of my content, because after the lake, I said, you know what? Just back off. UP, everybody's quiet. Ain't no beefs out here. Well, I didn't know that because I was gone for the last few days, and I'm still trying to catch up. I asked for some cliff notes, but nobody gave me any cliff notes, so I'm going to have to catch up when I get off of this live. But I want y'all to know that good in your life, focus on that. Don't focus on, like, to me, people are weird when they let me just say this. Let me say this. To me, it's strange when people I don't want to, because I don't want to upset or offend anybody, and I'm not trying to tell anybody else what to do or try or how to run their platforms. The only thing that I can say is just don't allow. Okay, it's breaking up, people, y'all. Anyone, not me, not anybody else, to allow you. Always continue to be yourself, no matter who that is. I got an email. I think it was yesterday, from a content creator that's going through, and I guess it's in reference to some of the stuff that Truth Is was talking about. I'm not going to speak on it. I'm not going. Y'all know it's very, very difficult for me not to say names, but I learned that I was the topic the conversation behind the scenes, and I'm just now. I didn't learn the extent of it from this content creator who is in the chat, right? I didn't learn the extent of me being the topic of conversation behind the scenes. I at that time, I still had no clue of how deep it went. But guess who knew? God knew. God knew that I had written that letter in Idlewild. That's where we're from. God knew that I had asked for answers. God knew that I had made those pleas. God knew what I was going through emotionally. And God knew that I was looking for healing and a way out, right? But God also knew that I wasn't ready, that everything hadn't been exposed, that all of the truth had not come out, and still all of the truth has not come out. You understand? But when it's time for you to wash your hand of certain things, it's time for you to wash your hands of certain things, right? Y'all listening? This person wrote me a letter that had nothing to do with everything that was going on behind the scenes. And what happened is that the floodgates opened. Everything that I had asked for started happening. Everything.
Gonna talk about how I learned that I was the topic of conversation behind the scenes with some content creators, and they were, and allegedly, because I wasn't privy to the conversation, allegedly it was some nasty words thrown
Okay, it keeps on going in and
around and
out.
yada yada yada. With talking behind the scenes is when you talk behind the scenes, you need to be fully aware. I mean, 100% aware that no matter who you're talking to, and no matter how much you trust them, and no matter how much you call each other bro and sis, and this is my friend, and yada yada yada, you need to be fully aware.
Listen to what I'm about to say. It's kind of like I prophesized, like, I already know. Even though I didn't know the extent, it was kind of like I already knew that if they were talking about me to this person, that everything that I said to these people was more than likely going to come out. So listen to what I said. And still, I did not know the extent of it. I didn't know that it was going to be all of this stuff. But God prepared me. That's all I can say.
That your conversation might come from behind the scenes. And anything that you say behind the scenes, you should be able to stand on it publicly. Now, the one thing that I can say, that anything that I've said behind the scenes to anybody,
listen,
and I mean anybody, and I'm saying that to anybody I've had a phone conversation with, or I've had a conversation with behind the scenes, I would not have a problem with you repeating anything that I have ever said behind the scenes.
And I meant
you know why? Because more than likely, I've said it publicly, or more than likely, I've said it directly to that person. So that's the thing that you have to understand, is that you cannot, and you can't blame somebody else for, let me say this. The only thing when Paula fell out with me, and myself and Paula fell out, the only thing that I was angry at Paula about was not telling the facts. You can say anything that I've said.
Are y'all listening? Are y'all listening? When I tell you, I get goosebumps from just listening to this, because it was kind of like it was like God was putting the words in my mouth, because it was everything that was about to happen. I was already speaking about it before it even happened. I was already speaking about it, and it's nothing but God. It was nothing but that letter. It was nothing but that trip. It was nothing about that awakening. It was nothing but that healing. It was nothing but that cleansing that happens, and anybody can have that. All you got to do is ask for it. You can get it, and you can get truly, truly free from everything. But you got to understand that with freedom, it's just not free. And when people was like, oh, freedom is free, and people was clowning me like, how dare you say freedom isn't free? Freedom is free. Freedom is never, ever free, because with freedom, there's always pain, there's always loss, and there's change. There's nothing free about experiencing pain, trauma, loss, and grief, and all of that stuff. So keep on listening, because we about to go deep into this shit. Listen to what I had to say. Hey, Lou.
Kind of scenes. You could say it, you could shout it from the
rooftops, because I don't hide from nothing. I don't run from nothing. I'm not afraid of anything, and I'm not afraid to say it again, admit that I said it, own that I've said it, and move on from it. And if you can't accept the way that I see it or the way that I feel, then that's on you. That's just, we just gonna have to agree to disagree, or just not. But I'm gonna tell you this. Is Discord down? I don't know. It's a lot of shit going on, y'all. I don't do Discord. I don't do Discord. Y'all, there's a lot of things that I want to say, but I'm gonna tell y'all. Y'all gonna see people's true colors.
Listen.
Y'all gonna see people's true colors, and you're gonna be surprised at what you learn about people. You're going to see their true colors. Okay? Don't let them smooth tastes fool you, okay? That's all I'm saying, is that and people gonna show you exactly who they are. When they show you, you better believe them. You better believe them.
This was a year ago. A year ago, before everything came out.
And sometimes that revelation is painful.
Listen.
Especially when you don't have anything against somebody and they seem to have a problem with you, and they're not in a position to where they're able to voice that to you.
I had no clue of those that conspired at that time. And I'm saying all of this when I tell y'all this stuff, like, I'm telling you, it gave me goosebumps after I read that letter in my journal.
I don't get it. That's something that I don't understand, but was just showing that was not on. Give it time. Yeah. Yeah, you gonna see the truth. You gonna see the truth. You gonna see the truth about I think a lot of plays are gonna come out from behind the scenes. A lot of people who playing victim are gonna be. You gonna see what it really is and what it really do. I have to say this. Sometimes you have to be who you are unapologetically. And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow when you know, how do I say this? Because y'all, it's hard for me not to say names. Y'all know it is. It's hard for me not to say names because I like everybody involved. And even knowing that I was a topic of conversation and I was being drugged behind the scenes, I still don't have a problem with everybody involved. I still don't. Because I understand, I guess I understand things on multiple levels. And I understand that sometimes some people don't feel as though they can say things to you, because I do have a strong voice and I'm not afraid to use it. And I know that can be intimidating. And I think that when you look at things as an individual, like one person, you might think that the world will be against you, or a whole group of people. Or if I say something publicly to UP, or if I say something behind the scenes to UP, she's gonna have a problem with me, and then everybody's gonna have a problem with me. Then, and I wouldn't be okay with that either.
And that's the thing I said. I wouldn't be okay with that.
I wouldn't be okay with anybody telling me how they felt about me, privately or publicly. It's your right. Your right to do it. Your right to say it. Ooh.
It's still playing, y'all. I'm sorry it's going in and out though.
Hold on, let me look at my phone. I got to get some text messages because I'm trying to find YouTube stuff. I'm trying to find out how I can get my other channel to show too, because and see, I was more focused on my channels. I still wasn't focused on what was being. They walked me through on how to do this one, right? Wanted all of this, say it. I'm gonna let the people that wanted all this listen to what I said. I'm sorry, y'all. There's a lot of people in here. I guess y'all waiting on me to say something. No, I'm gonna let the person that wanted all of this say it. Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? You said, do you remember I told you? Yes, Samantha. But you're not the only one. You're not the only one that told me to pay attention. And listen, the thing about it is, even my daughter, even my mom, she was saying this when we were all listening to this and stuff, because I talked to my family about this, because LaJuan's memory was brought into this, and it was all of these, y'all don't know, it's certain things that have happened that we're going to be talking about in some upcoming lives that was a direct effect of things that happened, things that were said on YouTube, and especially when somebody passes and you're thinking like, it's so much I still have to tell y'all, but I'm getting to the reasons. We're getting to the reasons and the clarification and and people want to say exposure. I want to say light, because even though it seems like, OUP, her family was this and this was that, and these people did this and she did this to these people, all of this stuff in my mind, all of this stuff needed to happen. Every single thing that happened needed to happen for clarification for me, for the ability to say never ever again, because the thing about it is that you will allow certain energies back into your life, especially us when we're emotional creatures as human beings, and we allow ourselves to forgive and forget until that pain happens again. And that's what I wanted to say. A lot of this stuff happens because after time, your mind, it doesn't actually forget what happened to you or what someone has done to you. You just push it back because the pain from that isn't there anymore. You're not experiencing that pain, right? But when you allow yourself to be around or be associated or affiliated with those people, and then your guard comes down again and you get comfortable and stuff, and then boom, it happens all over again. All of those memories start flooding back. That means that you never ever forgot it. And then you start bringing up the things that they hurt you with the first time, and you start focusing on all of that stuff. That's a road I don't want to travel. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, that's a road that I don't want to travel in my real life. I just don't want to. If I've been there for you and I've helped you, and then you tell a stranger that I'm evil and stuff like that, and I've never done anything to you, and you want to hurt me because you mad at me, and the person that I'm talking to is probably watching and knows exactly what I'm saying, because you probably in the bushes. You're mad at me because I called you out for what you didn't do, what you were supposed to do the right way. And what happened didn't have to happen the way that it happened. And you know that. And you're mad at me because I called you out on it in front of everybody. It was wrong. It was wrong. And every tub has to sit on its own damn bottom. Let me keep playing this. That ain't got shit to do with YouTube. So that ain't got nothing to do with no damn YouTube. Hold on. I'm gonna let the people that wanted all this shit to happen, I'm gonna let them say it. I'm gonna let it come out, because I told y'all. I told y'all how I felt. I told y'all where I was going. I told y'all what my intentions were, and everything that I've legit. I ain't doing it. I'm not. And to the people that are I know they won't leave me alone, Miss Virginia. They keep on trying to silence me by taking my channels. By silencing, trying to shut my mouth, and it's not going to work. Not gonna work. Ain't gonna work. Girl, Miss Cece. Let me show y'all the email. Hold up, y'all. They keep on trying to silence. You can't silence people on social media. You can't silence them. You can't. The only thing that you can do is learn to ignore it, move on from it, and get away from it. Because you can't silence nobody. You can't stop them from saying things about you. You can't stop them from making channels. You can't stop people from making content. The only thing that you can show is that you triggered by trying to shut them up by taking their channel. That's the only thing that you can do. But the fact of the matter is, to me, the content of the people that advance against you is far more valuable because it shows you who these people really are. And in the long run, when people are ready to move on from who they were and what they've done and elevate their channels to another, the time is going to come where all of that stuff that they did is going to come back and bite them in the behind. And you're going to have to answer for the things that you did. And listen, let me say this. I'm going to stop playing this live because it's getting ready to get to where people start coming in the chat and I start mentioning names. I just heard Miss Virginia's name and I put it in my little note here in my little mental Rolodex that I had to stop playing it at that point because I don't want to go back to that time, because that's not what this live is about, going back to that time. It's about getting to right here where I am today, right? So the cleansing and the healing and the moving on and the progressing and the changing and all of that stuff, it doesn't have anything to do with anybody else, right? And if people don't believe that you've changed, that's not your fault. That's not your problem. That's not your business, and it's not your concern. People continue to call you the devil and say that you evil and that you will never change. That should never, ever be your concern. Because if God really created that change inside of you, you wouldn't care what man had to say about it, right? Or if an epiphany or the Most High or a spirit or your emotions or anything, even if you don't believe in God, but you believe in the change that you decided that you want to make for yourself, you cannot focus on what somebody else that already doesn't like you, that will never see you the way that you see yourself, or the way that the people that really love you see you. You're never going to change their mind. Stop wasting your time trying to prove yourself to people. And then once you prove it, don't y'all see content creators on here all the time bringing out receipts and proving stuff and making it known that they've been lied on? And what happens? Nobody cares. They just move on to the next lie that they're going to tell about you, or they move on to something from 7 years ago, or they talk about your deceased loved ones, or they dox your kids. They're going to, if they want to engage with you, they're going to make up reasons to engage with you. Do you understand me? It's going to be a never ending cycle, because that's truly what they want. And the reality of it is, once you go back and forth, that's what you want too. You can't lie to the public and say, I don't want to beef with these people, if you sitting up beefing with the people. Who in the hell do things that they don't want to do on social media? You want to beef. If you going back and forth with somebody, that's what you want to do. That's from a person who has said, I didn't want that smoke, but when that smoke came, I engaged in the battle because it was what I wanted to do. You might not have wanted the original smoke, but something that person said or did encouraged you to engage in that battle, because you could have walked away. The thing about it is, somebody calling you scared on the internet, who cares? Who cares? They don't know you. They ain't never gonna meet you. And why should you care about what they say or think, right? So let's talk about this. People are gonna say, oh, UP, she don't even believe in God. How can she say that God changed her? How can she say this? She's the devil. I don't believe in the devil. I believe in God. I don't believe in the biblical God, though. I don't believe in the things in that book. I don't believe in the words that were written about God, right? But let's talk about the devil. I'm going to say this. I think that a lot of people who say that they are followers of Christ and believers of the Bible, they give too much credit and too much power to evil, to the devil. And now we all know that God loves the devil. I know it's going to piss a lot of y'all off for me saying that, but God, absolutely, the God of the Bible, absolutely, wholeheartedly, without any excuses, loves the devil. Why do you say that? Unspoken purpose, aka Nia Griffin. Why do you say that God loves the devil? God loves the devil because God created, the biblical God created Lucifer, right? The most powerful angel in heaven. And the biblical God banished Lucifer after Lucifer was a bad little kid, and got kicked out of heaven. Now we just talking about Bible scripture and stuff, and I know people gonna get mad at me. Hell, Blue might even get mad at me for this one. I don't know, June too. I don't know, but I'm just giving you my perspective of good and evil, right? So y'all talk about good and evil, and y'all talk about devil, and you got to worry about the devil and be scared of the devil, and the devil works on you, and the devil comes to you in the night and all of this stuff and works against you and works against your plans and all of this stuff. But you have the most powerful force on your side, and you say it's God, but you so focused on evil. You're not focused on God. When you more focused on evil than you are on good, you focused on evil, because that you focus on is what you attract. And that's the reality of life. That's how the universe works. What you focus on, what you put power into, what you cultivate, the seeds that you plant are the seeds that you, and the things that you water is the things that grow. So if you so focused on your enemies, and I'm telling y'all the honest to God truth, if you so focused on your enemies and you so focused on your ops, your YouTube ops, you're giving them the power that they have in your life. You're absolutely positively handing over your individual power to some other human being. Why? Why? That's the thing that blows my mind. And then the other thing that really blows my mind is people say, well, God hates the devil. Then why doesn't God destroy the devil, the biblical God? Why doesn't the biblical God destroy the devil? Why would the biblical God give Lucifer dominion? Y'all better listen. Why would the biblical God give the devil, somebody that all, people that, follow the Bible and stuff, like certain Christians, why would the biblical God give Satan dominion over the earth? Why? Why would the biblical God cast Satan to the earth and give Satan, not angels, not light, not peace, not joy, not godly presence and all of that stuff? Why would the biblical God cast Satan to the earth and give Satan dominion? That's what's in the book. That's what's in the book. So if God hated Satan so much, it's like hating one of your children, right? Why would you give the worst child that you got, the baddest child that you have, dominion over men, women, and children, animals, the trees, the universes, all of that? Why would you do that? And then have a whole movement of people saying that ignore the devil and the devil is bad and all, but the devil rules the earth according to the biblical scripture. Why do we allow people to have that kind of power? Yeah, right. And that's the thing. It's kind of like when you focusing so much. So the only reason that I'm focused on it right now is because people will say, oh, you're evil because you talk this way, or you're evil because you do these things. No, you point somebody as evil is because you don't like them. You don't like them. And that's what you want to do. You want to put that moniker of evil and having all of this power over your psyche and your life. That makes you weak. Weaken your faith, weaken your own individual power. And each and every human being has their own individual power, their own light implanted in them by the Most High God. Everybody on the planet. And God doesn't totally and completely belong to one group of people because they have a book that says that that's the way it is. That's not the way that I see it. Okay. And I know that a lot of times people want to believe that they are the chosen ones and they are the chosen people. I don't believe that a God that created all of this would just create it for just a few special ones. It just doesn't make sense to me at all. I think that man has an issue with choice and the things that they ingest, and they like to blame evil for certain things when you give power to what you want to give power to. Yep. I'm about to make y'all real mad. So let's talk about the book, right? And this is where the content is going to get a little spicy on my channel, because remember when I told y'all that there was a Bible beef sector? There is. And it's raunchy. It is raunchy. Y'all think that this stuff over here is a mess? Watching people that say that they believe in God, a good, loving God, watching them every single day tear each other apart and debate over, whether you should listen to this kind of music or whether you should dance like this or whether you should do that. That stuff is mind blowing, right? Just watching these people just rip each other apart and dox each other now. They also say that Satan was a trickster, and Satan encourages people to do bad things, right? Okay, well, or an instigator, right? Old Testament, Satan was mentioned 3 times. 3. Just 3. We're not even going to get into New Testament yet. Satan was mentioned 3 times in all of the books of the Old Testament. Satan was mentioned 3 times. We talked about in my other live about Job, about how God killed more people, created wrath, floods, and all of these things, and Satan just killed Job's family with God's permission. The God of the Bible is far more evil than Satan could ever be. If you believe in the Bible and in the words of the Bible, the God of the Bible sanctions pedophilia. The God of the Bible sanctions rape. The God of the Bible sanctions genocide. The God of the Bible sanctions all of these evil things, but so many people are focused on the devil. Now remember, the devil was cast from heaven and given dominion over the earth. Stop giving power to words and things that y'all don't like. I told somebody behind the scenes that I was a Sunday school teacher, and I talked to y'all about how I got away from like biblical religion and all of that stuff about the Bible. And it was really because I read the Bible. A lot of people haven't read the Bible. I mean, cover to cover, every single word. And a lot of things that stuck out to me is like all of the violence and all of the things that God sanctioned and the things that God said. The things that God said. God said, I am the only giver of life. And I am only the only taker of life. Satan can't kill nobody without God's permission. Needed permission to, if you believe in the Bible, Satan can't kill anyone or harm anyone without God's permission. God sanctions everything. Absolutely everything. Everything. That's Bible. So, y'all, when people tell you you evil, you know, when people tell you you the devil, and then when they want to put that jacket on your back, you know, they want to say, oh, you the evil one, and oh, you do this, and oh, you do that. And you should say, well, it was sanctioned by the Most High God. At least it was sanctioned by your biblical God, because your biblical God says that Satan can do what is only allowed by him. That's what your biblical God believes. That's why I don't believe in the devil. I don't believe that there are evil forces out here that can control your thoughts and control your mind. I think that you are not a free enough thinker to separate yourself from the evil things that people say about you. And you allow it to get into your head and infest your mind and your thoughts. That's just the way that I believe. Don't get mad. Don't get mad because I read the book. And people who have read the book cannot be manipulated. Do y'all know a lot of people, a lot of pastors don't even say what God has done? They don't even talk about it. They talk about all of the good stuff and all of the freedom and all of this stuff, but they don't actually pick apart the verses, and they don't talk about the verses in the Bible where God says that if you don't obey me, I'm going to kill your entire family. Even the children who've done nothing. Oh, if you don't obey me and kneel and lend to, does that sound like a loving God? You say, I'm just saying, don't be mad at you calling somebody else the devil when your God, your biblical God, is far more mean than the devil has ever. This is why some don't like you guys. Denise, they can't stand me. The thing about it is they can't stand me, but guess what? God loves me. And they can't stand that because the same God that created them created me. And people think that they have dominion over spirituality and God and all of this stuff because they claim some certain sort of set. But that's some gang mentality. How can you claim a set of a God that created everything and everybody? Every religion doesn't even have a place. And that's the other thing, is like, did y'all know that Jesus was Gnostic? Jesus didn't even believe. And I got a whole lot to say about that. That's the direction, in part, that my content is going to go, at least for now. And God put that on my spirit. You know what I'm saying? To talk truly, because Jesus didn't believe in religion, didn't believe in it at all. You know, didn't believe that basically believed in a more spiritual way of thinking. So it's a lot that we're gonna talk about, y'all. A lot, a lot, a lot. So listen, I don't know if it's anybody that wants to hit the link, but I want to say that all of that talk and all of that stuff, I just don't want it to get into anybody's psyche and they feel like you're less than because nobody is better than you. Nobody is more closer to God than you. Nobody else is closer to God than you are. You in this chat, people anywhere on this planet, everybody has the ability to obtain a one-on-one relationship with God. Nobody on this planet is better than you. Do y'all understand? God dislikes Yes, God dislikes religious thinking and acts. God dislikes the separation, the cliques, the judgment, the blame, and all of that stuff. That's the true and loving God is not the God that they depict. They depicting a biblical God, a wrathful God, a mean God, not a loving, caring God. That's not the God that I worship. That's not the God that I follow. That's not the God that I believe in. I don't believe in any God that thinks that it's okay to kill people because you're mad at them, or kill nations, or have it, or that's why a lot of people say, they don't believe in Christianity, because Christians, a lot of religions will use their beliefs against other, but a lot of people say that Christians are the worst at it, like forcing their beliefs on others and trying to judge other people, when most of the people that are in judgment have done way worse. Somebody said something to me, and it was a quote, and they said, every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. And it was Oscar Wilde, I think, that said that every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. Some things in man is carnal, like lying, like all of the things that are forbidden by God. It's like God is the biggest trickster on the planet. If you believe in what, a lot of the things in the Bible say, is the biggest trickster on the planet. Well, religion is the biggest trickster on the planet, because religion writes the books and religion makes the rules. These rules aren't made by the Most High. The Most High wouldn't create rules that separate people. Just wouldn't. Yeah, so yeah. So he absolutely turned away from those who appeared spiritual and looked down on, yeah, they compromised less than, yeah. So religion is the trick, you know. So that's what I have to say. And then the other thing is this, is that, like, it's not ever, it should never be a weapon. It just shouldn't. You, like, if you believe in something and you believe that it's good and you believe that it can help people, you should never use it to hurt anybody. You should never use it to separate, anybody. And that's what I see that a lot of people are doing now. And I'm not even talking about the old people that I was talking about. I'm talking about the world. I'm talking about globally. Do you see what the president of the United States is doing? Like, leaders of nations are doing. Do y'all see the absolute genocide in the Holy Land? You got the leader of Israel literally starving a whole nother nation out because he don't like them. Because they stand and they just want to be. It's so much stuff that you cannot say that you have, like, a godly presence, or you believe in God, when you want to starve babies. You literally want to starve babies, and you are the leader of the Holy Land. Come on now. Ooh, yes, you do. You gotta study the biblical. I want to play something for y'all. Are y'all here for it? Let me know in the chat. Are y'all here for it? A little bit of No, you know what? No, I'm not, because I want to do a whole live about this. It's about all of the things that, all of the scriptures where it's gonna be a very, very triggering live. It's gonna be very triggering. Ooh, yeah, the world is a disgusting place. You say you don't follow the yellow brick. Listen, the yellow brick Bible, that is definitely a road to chaos and confusion, because it's kind of like it'll be a scripture about love right under God saying, I will smash your kids' heads against the rocks. What the hell? What the hell? When I would read the Bible, listen, when I started teaching Sunday school at the last church that I was at, I said, I'm done. I'm done. I'm reading a book where the leader of the book, the God of the book, said, I'm going to take your babies and smash their heads against rocks. Telling women, I'm going to lift your skirt up over your head, and I'm going to make the people that your enemies do violent, disgusting things to you. What kind of God is that? It was like, okay, I cannot. I cannot. This is like, I'm thinking, like, why didn't I ever hear this in Sunday school? Like, why didn't they talk about this stuff in Sunday school? No wonder people fear God. No wonder, because He gonna take your children. The God of the Bible says, I'm gonna starve you and your children. I'm gonna starve your children until they die. I'm gonna starve them until they die. And then I'm going to starve you to take you to the point where you want to eat them. God did that and said it and did it. Like, I'm going to starve you to the point where you eat your own children. Baby, I can't. I can't. Say you got confused. The thing about it is, most people go from the old version and then they make new versions from the King James version. The one I'm basically saying is from the canons of the King James version. Well, basically a slightly older canon, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But a lot of people are out here, and please, I swear, y'all, I am not talking about those other people, because I've been watching other sectors. I am not talking about those other people. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm talking about anybody from over here. And that's probably why I'm going do y'all want the content? Cuz I'm probably going to do it on another channel and start a whole nother channel so we can start talking about it, because I think it's really, really interesting for people to know, like, all of the things that shoot, the God of the Bible killed and maimed and sanctioned sexual assault and all of that stuff. No wonder people are okay with all of this stuff. So, anywho, y'all, I'm getting ready to get off of this live. So, yes. And it is positive content because it's educational content. We getting ready to talk about some stuff. We getting ready to move on. I have moved on. Y'all would like to hear, hey Key. And you know what? I liked my I miss I don't know where. Oh, shout out to Truth Is. Like, shout out to Nar Father, Truth Is, and everybody. Y'all try to convince Blue. We want to do a meet and greet too. I want to see that. I want to see where Blue went and sang that song. I want to go there too, Blue. Shoot, that was beautiful. But shout out to moving on positively. Y'all don't. It's so many things I want to Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do some crime content too. Listen. Have y'all watched the story about the party that happened in Detroit where the people got stabbed. My daughter knows somebody that was at the party, one of the people that videotaped. It's all on Facebook and everything. It was a family party, a lot going on. So yeah, we're gonna talk about some other stuff too. So yeah, yeah, so me and Blue, we gonna do a meet and greet. That's gonna be coming soon, and we gonna get up in Michigan. I'm gonna get with some other people here in Michigan, and when I travel, I'm gonna try to meet up with some people. I'm gonna try to get into my little Nar father and Truth Is and Jamila mode. You know what I'm saying? Like just trying to like do more positive motivational things and stand completely away from the mess. So listen, before I get out of here, you heard about it, Lisa. Hey, life is a gift. Um, is CM? I haven't. Is CMA? Has he done a live, Spencer? Are you KW12? KW12, will you email me? Can we do a meet? I want to meet everybody. I want to. I just want to show y'all so much. I feel like now I was talking to my family, and they're like, "Honey, we done been through everything. They done put all our business out here. We can share our lives. Ain't nothing shameful or nothing to be embarrassed about our lives." And I want to show y'all what the Griffins really do. It's been so many myths and so many lies about us. I want to show y'all how this family really gets down. You understand what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I want to show y'all all the beauty and the splendor that my life is really exposed to. Yes, I want him. He did one yesterday. So CMA did a live yesterday. What you think about the YT family that beat their kids because they didn't want to film on anymore? Who did that? Put the name in the chat. Hold on. Hold on. My daughter calling me. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, y'all. So baby UP said hi. He is with his mama today. Um He said hello. He said, oh, Shadow, Firefly told me to tell you hi. I told you he said he likes that name better than Baby UP. He was like, I want to be Firefly on YouTube. I'm like, oh my God. The Lit family? Are you serious? The Lit family? One of my daughters watched them. Oh, I got to watch that, Samantha. That's crazy. The Lit family? Shoot, let me look at my phone and see right now if I can see. That's absolutely crazy. Motor City. No shadow allowed. We gonna do something, Blue. We gonna link up. For real. We gonna link up. So the Lit family. So were they taken by CPS or something? Shoot, I got to watch that. That is heartbreaking. You never know. You just never ever know. One YouTube family content creators, they had some kids locked in a damn closet and locked in bedrooms with and wouldn't allow them to put clothing on and stuff. And another one had they kid. Oh, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Okay, I won't forget, KW. You gotta text. You gotta email me. You gotta email me. One of the daughters ran away, and the dad beat her. What? The daughters say they only give them a little money. They keep all of the money for themselves. Wow. Well, look at the life that they live in. Do you know um that they did this study on a lot of we gonna start reacting to some of this stuff too, because they did this study on how these content creators are using their kids to create content and stuff like that, using their family members to create content. Have you heard about the having babies for content? People were talking about that. About I watched videos about that about a month ago, where a lot of these content creators that have a lot of kids, they're literally having babies for YouTube content, just for content. Crazy. They had the daughter locked up. Wow. I'm gonna have to go watch it. Y'all gave me something to listen to tonight while I'm emptying my bags and getting stuff ready for Texas and stuff like that. So listen, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for all of the likes. Thank y'all for the support. Um, like I said, I know the views are going to drop and I don't care. I know that the support is going to go stay towards the drama. And I think that that's the cleansing that has to happen. I welcome all of that. But I think that when you really, really want to break away from something, you have to understand that everybody ain't going to be on the same page and you got to respect it. And I respect all of y'all. So listen, I'm getting ready to go watch something about the Lit family. You just will say, thank you, Blue. I'm happy for me too. I'm happy for me too. I said when I was up there and at the house, I said to myself, I said, I don't want to like when I said a year ago, I didn't want to come back and get back into the mess. I thought about what happened when LaJuan died and how went behind the scenes. I said, I'm not going back to YouTube after this. But still your relationships with people and your desire to still be in the mess pulled me back even in spite of that. So that's something that I had to recognize about myself. It didn't have nothing to do with anybody else. I'm not getting ready to sit here and blame anybody else. It had everything to do with me. So I have to stay focused on what I want to do for myself now and for my family too, because y'all just don't understand. We are blessed beyond measure. And I recognize that. I recognize that. Jamila, y'all so cute. Listen, let me get out of here before I'm here all night. We did a 2-hour live, and I hope it helped y'all understand the reason that I made my decision. And like I said, we're going to go into a little bit more detail about things that have changed in my emotions and stuff like that. We're going to go into some detail about the situation that happened after, all of the information came out on YouTube about my sons. And my daughters definitely wanted, and my god sister wants to come and talk too. I think we might do a panel or something. We might do a panel and talk about like the fallout and things that have happened. Not really talk about like not talking mess about anybody, but just talk about the effects of like when your family members do YouTube and how it can negatively affect you, or people try to negatively affect you. So they all want to do that. When we all get together and decide a time or a date, that's going to happen. So y'all look out for that. We're going to have some wonderful things coming. And listen, I will talk to you guys later. Y'all have a you changing content too after the next season. Yeah, Shadow. Let me say this to Alec and Alec and Mookie and Lou. Hopefully they're still listening. If not, I hope they'll come back and maybe hear this part. But I want to say this to anybody who's dealing with certain people. Like, certain people are never ever going to stop doing what they're doing. It's what gives them life. It's what makes them breathe. I'm hoping Alec can get away from this content. I feel like if Alec could get away from this content and get away from the drama, he might be able to start a platform based upon something else, because Alec is a really smart individual. He's definitely computer savvy. Stay away from that side. Listen, I'm staying away from everything. But when you care about somebody, like I care about what happens to Alec and all of that stuff, I just hope that they get away from all of that drama, because it's never ending and it's just a mess. Listen, y'all stay like listen, I'm a listen to what Lisa said. Lisa said everyone stay encouraged and be blessed. That's all I can say. And if you have not hit the thumbs up on your way in, please, by all means, hit the thumbs up on your way out. Y'all have a blessed and beautiful rest of y'all evening. And I will see y'all. I don't know if I'll see y'all sometime tomorrow, but I might, because we don't leave until Friday. Yeah, I'll do a live tomorrow. Y'all have a blessed and beautiful rest of y'all night. I will see y'all tomorrow. And bye, guys.